What's going on, YouTube? My name is FG3000. I'm back in the place to be, and welcome to The Returners. This is a brand new hero collector brought to you by Nexon. This game just came out last night, so if you want to jump into this game, it is available on iOS as well as Android. Now, seeing that this game is a hero collector, you know what I always say when I jump inside of a new hero collector. A hero collector is only as fun as the heroes that you can collect. So let's start there, shall we? Now, we're going to go over here to shop. Now, the heroes in this game are kind of based off of like history and tall tales and myths and things like that. So you'll see a gender swapped Robin Hood. You'll see like David and Goliath from the Bible, Aladdin, Frankenstein. So Jane the Kid as opposed to Billy the Kid. So as far as the heroes that you can collect in this game, it passes the FG3000 sniff test. They do pretty well in this game. In addition to that, this game does not have a gacha system when it comes to collecting heroes. Yes, so if you played games like King's Raid, for example, it follows a system very similar to that, but even better. Yes, a Nexon game, even better than King's Raid when it comes to summoning a hero. So let's take, for example, you want to summon Medusa. So if you want to summon Medusa, you have two options. You can spend gems, which is the cash shop currency, or after you get 570 adventure stars in the story mode, you can spend $300,000 gold, which is in-game currency to buy Medusa, flat out. And all of the characters have this option. So Guan Yu, for example, if you want Guan Yu, you can buy him flat out for 2,000 gems, or once you get 200 league wins, which is PvP, you can buy him for 300k gold. And every single character in the game that I can see so far has this option, even all the way up to the 4-star. So Siegfried here, you can buy for 3,000 gems, or once you get 700 adventure stars and you're in Gold League and PvP, you can buy him for 600k. So kudos to Nexon for that. This is a very great consumer first type of system. You don't have to worry about the RNG gods when it comes to collecting your very favorite hero. So hats off to them there. So let's jump over to combat so I can show you what sets this game apart from other hero collectors. Now, you've seen a screen similar to this before. Currently in the game, there are 6 chapters that you can go through, and you'll go through these stages and you'll get 3 stars and continue on. The more stars you get, the more options open up as far as which heroes that you can buy from the shop. So let's go over to this match here. We'll go ahead and go into this one. And now this is where the game sets itself apart from other hero collectors. It's the tactics, all right? So first things first, there's battle formation. So you can set up different battle formations depending on what type of squad that you're gonna bring. I'm gonna go ahead and stick with this battle formation here. Basically what this does is it puts my tank, who is King Arthur, up front, and all of my 2 healers and my 2 DPS behind them. So that's the tactic that I like to go for. Over time, you can unlock points to upgrade these tactics to make them more powerful. So that is that. In addition to that, I can set where my characters go when the battle starts. So let's say for whatever reason I wanted to go fight this guy first, I can do that, or this guy, or this guy. I can set up my initial battle formation and my tactics right here in the battle formation screen. So I'm gonna go ahead and zero in on this DPS mage skeleton first. So that's that. In addition to that, there are tactic cards. Now there are tons of tactic cards that you can unlock as you progress through the game. You can only bring 2 into combat. Now I'll show you a few different ones here. So I can bring this card, it's called Lightning War, increases attack speed and movement speed of all allies for 5 seconds, so I can bring that if I want. This is a healing card that I normally use. There are damage cards, so I can use this and these are basically summoner spells. So you can use these while your characters are fighting to basically turn the tide of battle. But you can only use one of each color. So I can't use both Lightning War and Recovery since they're in the same exact color. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring Taunt as my first card here. And then over here, I'm gonna bring Recovery, which is a heal. So very basic, but that'll get the job done. So let's go ahead and jump into this fight here and I'll show you what combat is all about. All right, and as you can see, the game uses an art style that kind of has like this cel-shaded cartoony graphics. So as you can see, all of my characters are running right towards that magician skeleton there. Now what I can do now, let's say I want to taunt. Now I can take this taunt and then apply it to King Arthur here, and then everybody is going to attack King Arthur. Now let's say he's getting weak, which he's not, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do it just for the sake of this video. He's starting to get low in HP. I can heal him using my recovery card. All right, everything is going good. Your characters will fight and do their skills on their own, but you kind of are the strategy champion, basically is the best way to describe it. So let's say the battle's going pretty decent, but I want to switch targets again. So I want all of my characters to fight this guy or this guy or this guy. I can switch my tactics right in the middle of the battle as well. So I want everyone to fight this guy. And there they go. All right. And these cards also recover over time. So it's not just a one use and they're done. You use them as the battle goes on. So let's say I want to heal you to make sure she stays alive. Very good. And that's basically the game. The game doesn't really have a true autoplay. So they'll do autoplay on their own and they'll just kind of fight people. But unfortunately, they'll fight tanks. They'll fight people that aren't really important. So you really want to take control in this game. The only time that you'll really use an autoplay in this game is once you're so strong, you can basically just kind of run through the content. So here's a really good example here. I should have set my tactics up beforehand, but this is the default tactic. So you'll see that this guy is going to fight the tank. I don't want that. I don't want anyone to fight the tank right now. So I want everyone to zoom in on this DPS character. Screw this tank, forget about him. Run straight at this guy. And he's running away. That should get him there. I'm gonna go ahead and taunt on King Arthur, throw a heal on him to get him healed up a little bit early. This cools down as well, so I'm gonna once again make sure everyone is fighting this guy. There they go. GG, and now everyone can fight the main boss. And like I said, I have you getting a little bit weak on HP, throw that card over there, heal you up. And everyone has voice acting, they have ultimates. So overall, the combat is very different. It does not play like your typical hero collector, and it does keep you engaged. I think it's a nice mix between just enough auto and just enough active gameplay to be very engaging. So, Nexon, all right, Nexon, I see you, all right. So that is that. So you're probably like, all right, that's great, FG, but what if I'm real lazy one day and I don't actually feel like, hold on, let me get my achievement and we'll get back in there. Sorry, the game is gonna force me to do it. The game is gonna force me to do it. All right, so let's go back here. So you're probably like, FG, what if I'm lazy one day and I don't really feel like doing combat that active? Well, guess what? The game has got you covered because the game does have a continuous battle as well. So you can do it infinitely, depending on how much stamina you have, or you can do it 10 times. So if you just want the game to auto play out a stage once you've completed it, you can do that. So hats off to the game once again. But do keep in mind, sometimes your team is only strong based off of these tactic cards, so you definitely want to pick a fight that you can beat without the use of tactic cards. Since the game is going to be auto-playing, you will not have the advantage of those cards. So that's that. So that's basic combat. So let's go over here and I'll show you what other modes you can do in the game. Now, currently there's a few modes that I don't have unlocked. I'll have to get back to you in another video, which I will do because I actually am having a really good time with this game. Not only am I having a good time with the game is playable on an emulator. So that is something that is becoming less and less prevalent these days. So many games are like only phone only and they're very anti-emulator. You can play this game on Nox just fine. So this allows me to play more games because I can play a game on my phone as well as on my computer. All right, let's get back to the video, FG. So there's a few modes that I don't have unlocked just yet, but I will bring you a video a little bit later to show you what these other modes are. So 4 of the modes currently in the game I don't have unlocked, but I do have Arena unlocked. Now this is a mode here which is basically all about, this is kind of in-game content for people that have really big rosters. As you can see, this PvP mode requires 3 teams. So this is a mode that, like I said, this will be something that you kind of build to over time. And this gives you a use of having a very big roster of characters. Because like I said, you have to use 3 teams. That's 9 players right there. And you'll go against another 9 players. So that is that. Unfortunately, a couple of my characters are on a mission, and I'll show you what that looks like. Here we go. This game has kind of like a World of Warcraft garrison system. So right now I have this mission, which will take me 2 hours. So basically, you've seen this before. You send one of your characters out on a mission. They come back in the hours allotted here, and they bring you goodies. So pretty straightforward there. You've seen things like this in games before. If for whatever reason you want to finish this early, you can use gems, but I wouldn't do that. So that's that. The game also has material dungeons. Once again, this is pretty straightforward stuff for hero collectors. You have a dungeon that you use to enhance your weapons and gear. So you have weapon, helmet, armor, boots, as well as accessories. So that's the dungeon required to enhance those. So that makes your gear go from +1 to +20 and things like that. Upgrade dungeons. This allows you to change your gray gear to green, your green gear to blue, to purple, etc., etc. This game actually does something kind of creative. All of the colors are open every single day. So as opposed to having to wait Monday for fire, you can do fire anytime you want. But today's dungeon has a reduced stamina cost. So you can still get fire if you really need it, but you're better off doing dark here because the stamina is reduced for today. And then tomorrow the light dungeon will be reduced, but you can always do any dungeon you want. Once again, nice job, Nexon. And then there's also a dungeon for skill. So to increase your skills on your characters, there's a dungeon specially designed for that. It looks like there's a rune dungeon and there's some type of challenge dungeon as well. And like I said, I'll try to get that to you in a later video. So let's take a look at the team here so you can kind of see the things that you can do to upgrade them. So first things first, there is a transcendent system. So the transcendent system basically is what allows you to go from 1-star, 2-star to 3-star to 4-star. Once you get to max level and you pay a little bit of gold, you can transcend your character. And once you transcend them, you have two options. You can wait 14 hours for them to go from 2-star to 3-star, or you can use these little relics to do it instantly. And I've been patient. I've just been letting that happen. But as you can see, I have a couple characters here that are in the process of transcending to 3 stars. So that is that. And look, I'll do it for Maid Victoria right here. So she's a 2-star. I want to transcend her. I have two options here. I can use relics to do it instantly, or I can be patient, pay the gold, come back in 14 hours, and then she'll be a 3-star in 14 hours, which I'm just going to do that. I'm not really in a rush. Here are the skills I was telling you about right here. Here are the scrolls that you get from that dungeon. So if you want to make these abilities a little bit more powerful, all you got to do is use these scrolls. Pretty straightforward there. Here is the gear. So here's the gear. So once again, here's this helmet. It's a level 12 helmet. I can use some of the material that I get from those dungeons that I was just telling you about. This will upgrade my hat to level 20. There you go. I got myself a +20 hat. It is maxed out. From there, I can use those gems that I was telling you about there. Upgrade this hat. It turns green. Everything in this game flows so well. Like, I gotta give props to Nexon. Everything just works right. And then once again, now that this helmet is on the next level, I can use upgrade materials to power it up again. Now my green hat is level 17. And once it's max level, I do the same exact thing again. I use some gems and then I make it a blue hat. So that is that. So all the way around, I'm actually pretty impressed with this title. Let's show you PvP as well. So this is the Proving Grounds. And I'll actually do a match here because this actually has a few things that you guys should be aware of. Now, same exact system. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set up my team to fight this this mage first to kill her right off the bat. Now, remember those tactic cards in PvE? So the PvP tactic cards are totally different. It's a completely different set of cards. Now, the best way to think about these cards is that the PvE cards are active, the PvP cards are passive. They're more reactionary cards. So in PvE, you're like, hey, I want to taunt. Hey, I want to heal. Here, it's like, at the beginning of the fight, do this. If a person is low on HP, do that. So since you actually can't control your characters in PvP, these cards are more designed for situations. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pick this card right here, which is basically once enemy hero is under 30% HP, I automatically focus blast them. In addition to that, I'm gonna go with this card here, Hot Tempered. At the very beginning of the fight, all of my tanks and fighters move extremely quickly, which allows them to get in position to fight as fast as possible. So let's do this PvP really quick. Here's the PvP stage, looking good. And like I said, you cannot control this. It's basically AI versus AI. And the same thing with the tactic cards. Like I said, you don't actively use your tactic cards in PvP. Everything is based off of conditions. So as you can see, a character got low in HP, automatically focus blasted them down, which is great. And this should be, hopefully, oh man, it might be an easy one. Oh wow, you have a character that has a freaking jet. It reminds me of that character from Dota 2 whose name I cannot remember. Whoever that character is from Dota 2 that rides around in a jet that basically does that rapid fire shot that we just saw right there. Exactly, King Arthur, exactly. And you get yourself some DPS meters there. Very, very nice. And there you go. And basically your ranks are basically dictated on defeating these 3 enemies, and then you move up in a rank. So I need 1 more win, and then I upgrade to the next tier. The seasons are based in 48-hour increments. So every 48 hours, a season ends, basically. So you get rewards every single 48 hours based on how high you can go up in the PvP. So that's actually pretty cool. It keeps you engaged constantly. It keeps the rewards always constantly going. And right here, you have your indication of where you are in PvP, aka the proving ground. So very cool. But like I said, that I think about covers all of the different modes in this game. As far as I can tell, there is no guild system in the game currently. Hopefully that comes soon, because I think this game could really use some type of guild system. But considering how unique most of the modes are in this game, look at this. I got some new tactic cards. Prevents both team heroes from running away, so that's pretty cool. You saw earlier in one of my fights, sometimes the enemies can run away when they're low in HP, which wastes a lot of time. Here's another PvP card right here. Nullifies the opponent's blue tactic card. So a lot of interesting tactics go into this game. I kind of appreciate that. But considering how unique all of the aspects in this game are, hopefully they put a guild system in this game that is unique as well. There's a thing called tourney, which I can't see just yet, and there's some type of combiner system as well. But all the way around, I gotta give this game props, man. It's actually really good. Highly recommended. This is from Nexon. I just keep saying this is from Nexon. I got a little thing to go get friends. Let me go get some friends. Anybody want to be my friend? Who wants to be my friend? All you guys are about to be my friend. Every single one of you guys. Everyone's gonna be my friend. There we go. Get that quest complete. Anyway, guys, that will do it. Once again, my name is FG3000. This is The Returners. Highly recommend it. I will be playing this game because I can play it on emulator. That means a lot. That actually means quite a bit these days. Because I can only play 1 game at a time on my phone. With an emulator, boom, endless. Anyway, guys, I'm out, and I will see you guys next video. Later.